Hi everyone, I hope you're having a nice Saturday. I've got two little videos to tag on to this about how I've done this. I've finally done the recoil that's accurate, so it doesn't recoil from here, it recoils from there, which is where it's supposed to recoil from. It's alright, it's a little bit wobbly, but I can live with it. I also made a mistake, which I want to try and change. When I cut this piece out, it's not thick all the way through, it's thinner inside. So what I should have done was I should have found a piece of tubing, metal tubing, that was the same diameter, and then stuck it as a sheath onto that where it adds up. I put the photographs on, I'll show you what I mean. What I did was I put a plastic strip on it and then put car filler, and then I thought I'd sanded it so it was level, but in this part it must be slightly tapered here already, and then it was tapered. So when I fitted everything in the back and used that as the shaper, it was tapered. So it doesn't matter, I could always do it again. I just want to do it one time and see if I could do it. Funny enough, I've got a whole new unit coming from AliExpress, so it wasn't much money. Just in case I completely cocked that up and it didn't work. But it works, so you should see in the next two videos. I'm redoing this because it was wrong what I did. So I'm going to put a plastic strip around it so it tidies it up. And then it has a very thin lip around here with some bolt head detail, which I'm going to do. That's for next week. The other thing I'm going to do for next week is fit these. So I've sanded all the stuff off the side and they should fit. They go back there. Just like that. And they should look all right. And then to fit the rear bustle onto the back. And remember, with the trumpeter one, this side is too long by 1.2 millimeters. So you have to chop it off here. I see some people chopping it all through here and down there. You don't need to, it's just this corner that's too big. I don't know why they did it. I think it's to fit two weird plastic pan things in it. The other thing I'm going to do is chop these aerials off and elongate this so that the bissel rack fits. Because the reason why it doesn't fit is because Heng Long have made this here and here, believe it or not, 1 millimeter either side too short. That's all. And if you look on the SEP tanks, this detail isn't there anymore. I don't know what it was for in the older ones, but it's not there. This book is in variable reference, and you can get it from the Tank Museum, which is where I got it from. And it's always nice to keep the Tank Museum going instead of Amazon, because they're nice down there. And I drag the family there a lot. The wife likes it because it's got wine in the canteen. So if any of you want to go with your family and your wife, tell her there's wine. She might like it. So there we go. So that's what I'm going to do for next week. Like I say, I've done that bit. And that's all I've really done this week. So I've been a bit busy with all my proper work. Sorry, it's my kids in the background, bless them. It's a nice day in England at the minute. It's really sunny. I've done the lawn. Except the only trouble is I'm getting a bit too many tanks, so I don't know what to do with them all. Might have to put a couple in the lofts and not. Look, thanks a lot, fellas. Have a lovely Saturday, and I'll put this little video together now. And I'll show you how I did this, but I'll put down on it as well what I did wrong so you don't make the same mistake. Look, thanks a lot. Have a nice Saturday. Bye. Hi, everyone. It's just about working. I need to fettle it a bit. The gaps are a bit dodgy. And it's a little bit wobbly. But I think I know what to do about that. So it should be all right. But does that. So that's all I want to do it for. Yeah. So it's all put together the same. You have to shorten the screws in here to make it work. Whilst this won't fit on, but it still fits on with short screws. I've taken some pictures of it. Like I said, it's a little bit wobbly. I think I need to put some filler pieces so that when it comes out to full extension, it's just held straight, basically. It doesn't matter if it wobbles on the way back in, because you won't notice it. But yeah, so I'll just do it once more. And it's a little tight, but at least the right bit does it. Look, thanks for watching again, and yeah, I'll stick it back together. Hi there, fellas, and this is with it put back together. So, not bad grouping. And I think it works. It's alright. It's a little loose, but I think I'll have to live with that. Oh, that'll be it. But that's it. I think it's okay. Bye. I bought 2 extra mantlets from AliExpress for £12 including postage in case I messed it up, and I needed to get the gun tube part out for the recoil. I made a mistake. I should have chopped it or found a piece of tubing the same diameter as the outer diameter and then stuck that on to make sure that it was the right circumference all the way around. I tried to turn it on a mini drill by sticking the sanding piece in and using car filler to get it to the right shape, but I must have tapered it or it didn't quite fit on the sanding disc and it changed shape. So I had a taper, which I think is what most of my problems with the wobbliness is. Here you must put the strengthening piece, once you've cut the inner sides out, on the 2 screw points, or else it's very, very weak and it'll snap if you're working on it. You can see here how much of those screw holes that you take out. You have about 5mm left. It's enough to be able to screw the BB unit attachment point back on. Here's you use tape to find the diameter of the gun tube extension piece, and then you put it on some plastic card, and that way you can find out how much plastic card you need to cut out to make the tube that goes inside the mantlet. Here you form it around another piece of plastic tube I had. I think this came with some wire in it. And then you heat it. It will be best to use a heat gun or over a hob if you haven't got an induction hob than a candle. I was in a bit of a rush and it was late at night and I didn't want to wake the kids up. So there's the sort of tube shape. Or if you can find some tube, it would be even better. Here it is inside the mantlet, and you cut it to shape when you fit it so you have an overhang. And here it is inside, and it helps to strengthen also the unit inside where the screw pieces are. This is with the extension tube piece inside the unit, which looks a snug fit. If you look at the bottom though, there's a gap, which is why it's a bit wobbly at the minute. I found a file that was a right circumference. I could stick some glass paper on to change the shape of the tube inside, and it works a treat. So that was a bit of luck. Here's the 2 pieces together. So the gun tube extension piece and the filler inside. Here's it in the out position, and here's in the recoil position. So it does neaten it quite a lot. You must make sure that you have the gun tube extension piece that fits over the main barrel friction fit, because you need to move it up and down to be able to put the servo arm and the Allen key and spacer on, or else it won't work. Here are the screws cut down to 8mm or 9mm so it fits still, so that you can attach the BB unit attachment piece onto the actual gun mantlet. If you were just doing this without BB recoil, it's so much easier because you just stick the recoil unit in and it holds everything in shape, and you can stick the barrel on to that piece and it doesn't move. Here's the difference in size between the old part and the new part. It's considerably bigger, which is why you take up a lot of the screw area and why you need to strengthen it. Here's a little part that I use to go underneath the gun barrel that fits underneath. You stick it on some plastic card, you shape it, and then you take it off the plastic card and then fit it underneath the gun barrel, so it makes it more like a tube, if you can see here. And I added 2 extension side pieces as well to neaten it up, because with all the hacking away to get the parts out. And it does tidy it up and it looks quite nice. And so I would change it. I would try and find a piece of tubing that is the same outer diameter as the recoil piece that goes on the gun barrel. And then I think it will alleviate the wobble problem that I have. Or maybe I can try and do something to make the inner BB barrel slightly thicker.